Hi friends, and welcome to this video on the CritiCall test and the multitasking questions. So perhaps more than any other section on the test, it's the multitasking segments that really define the CritiCall test and set it apart from any tests that had come before it. And the idea with these multitasking questions are that you're typing away, you're doing some other task on the CritiCall test, and at various points throughout the test, you'll hear a beep. A little emergency call will pop up on your screen with a text describing the emergency, and then you have to select which agency should go to that call based on a set of criteria that they gave you at the beginning of the test. Now, there are a few key things to look at here. First of all, these things will pop up at any point in time. You must answer them. They're weighted very heavily compared to other points on the test, so missing one is not an option. You have to answer them, but they give you 15 seconds to answer them. So if you are mid-word typing something in another segment of the test, know what that 15 seconds feels like. So you know if you're if you only have a few characters left to type, finish that off and then go to it. If you are at a space where you know that you are going to move on to a different section right away, then you might want to answer it right away. But basically, you're going to be going through your test, and the test does not stop. This extra call pops up on your screen in the middle of the test. Now, on the actual CritiCall test, what happens is you're typing along, and the call is going to pop up in the bottom corner of your screen, and then you're going to click on which agency should respond. In the 911professor.com CritiCall practice test, we've done it a little differently. One, because of technological limitations, but two, because we want to be careful of copyright infringement. So what we've done is we have the call pop up at the top of your screen, and instead of clicking on the appropriate agency, you're just going to type a P for police, an F for fire, a E for EMS, or a U for utility. And you're going to type those into the screen that you're already currently on. So that's how we've dealt with it. Let's take a look at that right now. I'll show you what our version of this looks like. And this is the 911professor.com CritiCall practice test page. If you scroll down, you'll see there's a whole bunch of testing options, including a bundle at the bottom that includes everything. But we do include 2 free sample tests, completely free. You just hit try now. It'll take you to one of the sample tests, and you don't even have to enter your email or anything. You just get to hit start, and anybody can take this test. You'll hit play on the recorded calls. There's some instructions. And then what you won't be able to hear during this recording is that the call will actually start playing and the information will start being presented here. So you would start typing in the last name, first name, street address, and so on. So as we're typing all of that in, an emergency will eventually pop up on this screen, and we will select the appropriate agency by entering a P, F, E, or U into the box. So as you can see here, the call just popped up and it says, a child fell from their treehouse and appears to have fractured their arm. So based on the decision-making rules that are found on 911professor.com, we know that that is an EMS response. So in the emergency call section, we're going to put an E, and that's how we're going to answer that question. Okay, and so as you can see, the multitasking questions are all about timing, your timing. 15 seconds can give you a bit of wiggle room, but it can also go by like this if you're in the middle of other tasks, which you will be because it's a multitasking question. So just be aware that you can take a few seconds, and I do really literally mean like 2 seconds, to sort of sort through the information that you're dealing with as the call comes up, and then you're going to move into the actual responding after that. But 15 seconds goes by very quickly, so you can't delay it very long at all. Now, that being said, you also really want to know, I can't stress this enough, to memorize the decision-making criteria ahead of time. So they give it to you on the test, but they also publish it. So BIDL has published what those criteria are. We also have copies of it at 911professor.com. So they list in the criteria what police respond to, what fire responds to, what EMS responds to, and what utility responds to. Now, here's the catch. It's not based on common sense. It's not based on the laws in your township or municipality or region. It's based just on those criteria listed. So there are several scenarios that they could give you that police respond to or fire responds to, but those criteria aren't listed in the ones that they provide you. And the trick to this whole thing is following the criteria that they provide you. Do not base your decisions on common sense. Do not base your decisions on what you know about who should respond or what is possibly the policy in your municipality or region. Base all of your decisions for these multitasking decision-making questions on those criteria listed in the BIDL document or on the actual CritiCall test. So it has to be based on those specific criteria. And making sure that you answer the question right away or just a slight delay, as well as knowing those criteria in advance, that's really going to give you an edge on your CritiCall exam that's going to help you pass. Good luck on the CritiCall exam.